Welcome to week 4 waiver wires. We here with them football guys. I got my guy Gator with me. You know
You
it's me,
did?
Olua Baba Yaga. Let's get right into it. What you got for us, Gator?
I have a waiver wires for week 4, and I have pickups. I have Jaden Reed, and I have Dobbs. Jaden Reed is 21% owned, and you need to pick him up. He is fully involved into the system of the Green Bay Packers. He's being utilized as Christian Watson is not there. Christian Watson could be coming back, but Christian Watson is very injury prone. And also, the next person I'm about to give you, who is Dobbs, is also injury prone. He is 21% owned, and he also needs to be picked up. He is probably considered Jordan Love's number one, as Yaga would say, and I agree.
So if you had to pick between the two, because you know waivers, you might not get both. Which one you taking?
Dobbs, pick up
Easy
Dobbs.
peasy, easy peasy, easy peasy.
Yeah.
The next person we got on our list, the next two people, because you gave us two, I'm gonna give us two. I got Palmer, Josh Palmer, and Quentin Johnson. With Mike Will being out again, but he's out for the season with a torn ACL, I believe. Josh Palmer, being the vet in this situation, automatically sees an uptake in work, and he saw immediate uptake in work as of that same game. But Quentin Johnson, being the high profile rookie that high profile in terms of the Chargers, that is, according. So I would recommend Palmer before Quentin Johnson, but I think talent in terms of talent and usage, Quentin Johnson has a better overall package to work with. But
Okay.
more than likely Quentin Johnson sees an uptake if Keenan gets hurt rather than if Mike Will gets hurt because they play a similar position.
Okay. Good. I
What you got for
definitely
me?
agree. Who else do I have on this list? I have Josh Downs. Josh Downs is 3.2% owned. He is the receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. He is getting an uptick in production. It doesn't matter if it's with Richardson. It doesn't matter if it's with Minshew. More with Minshew, of course, because he's just a better thrower and he's more of a vet. But Richardson is also still using him. They're using him for very quick passes, more of a possession receiver. So I believe he's a player that you do need to pick up.
I mean, yeah, they've always wanted to work in Josh Downs. They kind of looked at the system, kind of seeing like, where does he fit in? You know, with Pittman having also being somewhat of a possession receiver, I think they both work well with somebody like Richardson who likes to get the ball out of his hands quickly or run a really mobile quarterback who doesn't like to push down the field too often. So I do think that Josh Downs uptake in work. They're starting to trust him more. He's building a rapport with uh Richardson, and especially with Minshew, because you know backups always work with backups. So
Yeah,
I like the combination of the two. Get him now, don't start him next week. Probably start him the week after that. But I think now is the best time to really lock him in before you see something you really like.
yeah, correct.
Oh, is it on me? Uh,
Yeah.
who I got? Who I got? Who I got? Um, I got actually. Nah, you said you wanted this one. You can have him.
Is it Mims?
Mm, I'll take Mims. I got Marvin Mims for you.
That's funny.
I got Marvin Mims for you. Thank you. Marvin Mims, he's also seen a uptake in work, not in terms of actual volume, because last game before this, two receptions, two targets. Game before this, two receptions, two targets. But with the news that the Broncos are considering trading Judy, it's possible they start to work the rookie in just kind of get him more reps, get him more used to the offense, get him more used to Russell Wilson's play style altogether. The last game he had 5 targets, 3 receptions on 5 targets. I'm not forgetting, but that game was a slutty blowout, and with things like that, you can't really use that metric because in a 70-point blowout, I'm putting my kids in the game if I had to, just kind of like the game's
Yeah,
over. You kind of want to
yeah,
just give him some reps, live reps at the moment. But I do think that Mims is actually a good, a good work in overall when they try to recalibrate what it is they're doing, especially with the idea that they might possibly trade Judy, but they threaten to trade Judy every year. So
yep. Cortez said it best. He said the annual trade of Judy that doesn't happen.
yeah,
You
like
know
they
what I'm
say it every
saying?
year, but Sean Payton's a different guy. He might really trade him this year.
Nah, facts. And I remember the guy you were talking about, Tank Dell. Tank Dell is going to be somebody that's actually out of all these players mentioned. I would say Tank Dell probably is the number one pick out of all these receivers.
If you
He
can
has
get
a great.
him,
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised he's 21%, 23% owned. That is crazy after the 2 games he's had. Yeah, definitely get him now because after this week for sure is you shit out of luck, bro. You ain't gonna find him nowhere.
yeah, it's like you actually have to use a high waiver priority on Tank Dell more than likely.
Yes, I would
Especially
use
with
my number one for sure.
yeah. If I had it, it's like if I had it, I would do it. If
Yeah,
I saw him, but we're in a real nigga league, so there's Tank Dell's not actually on
yeah.
waiver wire on our side.
No.
So
A lot of these players are not on waiver wire in our leagues.
in our league, yeah. I think the only one
Yeah.
here might be Mims.
It might be Dobbs, and I think it's more of a fatigue with Dobbs, where it's like people are just a lot of people that are dropping Dobbs have Diggs, AJ. Our receivers are top notch. Is that me? Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, what's it? You're saying people, but speak on yourself, my boy.
Yeah, I did it. My receiver, I didn't know Puka was something. It's like Puka something. Dobbs, get the fuck out of here.
I've been preaching Puka and Gankwe since the start of the season, but it's to each his own. You missed the wave. I missed the wave too.
I drafted him in redraft.
Yeah. So. Gator, one thing Gator gonna do, he gonna listen. He listen to them football guys.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Let me say it that way.
I definitely.
Let's jump right into the running backs. This is Dallas Star. My boy got the lights back on back there. We said that last time. The horrible game, horrible script, horrible offense, terrible defense. Barico Dawodu. He looked good. He looked good. I like the way he played. The usage was okay. Mind you, the game was a little bit of a slugfest, but it wasn't a blowout. So them using Rico isn't script dependent, so to say. It's kind of like if the offense stays on the field, he's gonna get some work. I think Rico's a good grab and stash in case Pollard goes down. He's not a start if Pollard's there. Pollard is the number one back. It's not a split backfield. It's not a committee. But Dawodu, we know he has technique. We know he has talent, and he's bigger than Deuce Vaughn. That's right. Yeah, Deuce Vaughn didn't see work. No matter how fast he is, Mighty Mouse is not getting in the field.
Yes. Let me do this one. ACHANE, Mr. 53 himself. 16% owned in ESPN. He's definitely shocking enough in our leagues, like we'll say. He's nowhere to be found. But shockingly, he's a 16% owned, and that's crazy to me. But definitely is a pickup.
Like I said, ACHANE was the third back on that offense. He's a very tiny guy. Him and Deuce Vaughn cousins.
Literally. but if you have the number one waiver priority, you need to use it on him. Like 53 is crazy, bro. Like if somebody can potentially give you that type of game, anytime he needs to be picked up with your number one pick.
I will strongly disagree that number one pick waiver wire I still think belongs to Tank Dell for consistency.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
that's a little too horny for me.
let's say Tank Dell's gone. I think he's the next up. That's what I would say. If Tank Dell is not available, I think he's a player that you need to pick up. Also, same offense. I have Jeff Wilson, who is 30.5% owned. He'll be coming off an IR potentially by the 4th game. So by this next game, we might be seeing Jeff Wilson, Mostert, and ACHANE. So
that sounds like a don't start any of them to me, but
it's a great offense. So it's a great offense. Hopefully one gets injured and makes it easier for us to understand the fields. But and one probably will get injured because that's how it goes. But
if you ask me personally, I would not start ACHANE on this next game.
Yeah, me too. I don't think so.
I don't think it's worth a start. I think it's a good own because best back another back in a really powerful offense. Mostert is 31. Jeff Wilson's still currently out. Jeff Wilson comes back, they're not just gonna throw him in the water. But I do think that it's worth a pickup.
Yes,
Yes,
for sure, for sure, for
for
sure.
sure, for sure. Oh, who do I got on my list? Uh, a fun one here. I got Tajay Spears.
Mm.
I do think that the Tennessee Titans are assy. They're assy.
Mhm.
They're not planning to tank, but they're being forced to do so by Tannehill. The play is not working. The offense looks terrible. The line looks terrible. Tannehill looks horrible. And what they're doing is they're splitting carries between their primary back and their future primary back. They're giving Tajay Spears an uptake in work, letting him see the field, letting him play more, kind of breaking him in prior to the season being real because they kind of figure that they're going to be behind. He's getting the third down work. They're always behind. Derrick Henry does not do third downs, apparently. They freed that concept from him from last year, which was something we were all looking forward to, was the idea that Derrick Henry might
He's gonna get all the
get
work.
his. Yeah, we were looking. We thought from last year they were sprinkling a little bit of third down work. It's gone. The offensive line is terrible, so Derrick Henry's not getting. So the carries aren't really looking too good either. Tajay Spears looks good. He looks better. He's getting the third down work. I say you pick him up, you stash him because the entire offense is trash, regardless of who's playing. But if anything was to happen to Derrick Henry, or if the year progresses and they really go into full tank mode and decide to trade someone like Derrick Henry, Tajay Spears' value goes straight through the roof.
Yes.
Easy peasy. I want to jump into tight ends or quarterbacks. Which one?
Tight ends.
Okay. What you got for me, my guy? Since you picked it.
Tight ends. I have Moose Grave. I don't know his first name.
Mm,
What's Moose Grave's first name?
who knows?
I don't know.
Germans don't usually have first names.
Is he German? We don't know, but he
We
could
don't
be.
know. I think it's
Moose
Luke
Grave is
actually. I think it's Luke
Luke.
Musgrave.
Luke.
Luke.
He's Irish.
Yeah, that's a
Irishman.
very tight end name, Luke Musgrave.
Yeah, Luke. Yeah, he sounds like he's 6'5", 260. No, sound like it. But
He
he's
was bred
13.
to be a tight end.
He's 13.3% owned. He was dropped plentiful because he was facing the Saints. I'm seeing him a lot in a lot of waiver wires. You should go and get him now. He got 8 targets against the Saints, so I can imagine what he's going to do against a team that's probably shittier on defense. He's probably going to be targeted probably about 8 too. But that's good. That's good for a tight end. You want your tight end to be targeted 8 times.
I would love that, especially if he catches at least 5 of those.
Yep. Moose Grave.
I'm a sneak one in there. Jake Ferguson, 17% owned. I don't know what's gonna take. I guess y'all need double-digit games for you guys to really like lock in on him. But Jake Ferguson is highly targeted. I think he's averaging around 6 targets per game.
Yeah.
And he gets a lot of the red zone targets.
Yes,
so I think that overall, if you're going to lock in on a tight end after Musgrave, if Musgrave is gone, Musgrave you can't get him, you should be able to sneak Jake Ferguson onto your team because he hasn't had a wild game to scare people yet and to get you guys horny enough to pick him up. But I do think Jake Ferguson's a great pickup at tight end.
Yes, I agree. I definitely agree. That's actually a must pickup. I picked him up before this week. I dropped the running back for the Buccaneers, the backup, Tucker.
Tucker?
Yeah, I dropped him. I was like, yeah, let me see. Let me try this Ferguson thing out next week. I think I have Hunter Henry there, so like, But yeah, so I agree. That's a good pickup. Scary one I have is like, because tight ends are so fucking bad. Parham Jr. He is the Chargers tight end. Actually, I would say he's the Chargers' second tight end. He is the number 6 tight end in the ESPN, and he's 0.4% owned. Now he has 3 touchdowns on the season. He's not played a lot. His snap count is some shit. His target share is some shit. But when they do get into red zone, which is the Chargers, and they often do, they are going to be looking for him. That's one of his go-to players that he wants to throw the ball to. So if you're having a rough day at tight end and you can't pick up Ferguson and Musgrave is not there, let's say your tight end went down and you see Kate Auden and Parham. I'm starting Parra.
Give it a shot. Give it a
literally,
shot.
literally.
Speaking of, if you're just a horny guy and you just want to do some freak shit to see how many points, if you have a solid team and you're only missing out on tight end, go get Taysom Hill. I'm not a lover of Taysom Hill. I actually think I picked him up at the start of the season and dropped him shortly after, with the
Yeah,
idea that Derek Carr is injured. You might want to go for the chance that they give Taysom Hill either goal line work, quarterback work, and work him in with Jameis Winston. Quarterback points are a lot easier to acquire than tight end points. So you put Taysom Hill there. Let's say they put him in some package plays, some gadget runs, easy tight end points that getting from a guy who's playing quarterback in real life. I think it's a great pickup, a great long shot pickup, not something that you pick up because you need a tight end. If your team is not good and you're trying to look for extra boost, Taysom Hill's not your guy. If your team is
yeah,
solid and you're looking for you can afford a zero, stash Taysom Hill right now,
yeah,
for at least for the upcoming weeks.
yes.
On the quarterbacks,
Yep.
we got like 3 quarterbacks for you at best.
Okay, let me do the one that I wanted to do. Jimmy G against the Chargers.
Corno,
Pono Jimmy. Porn
if he
star
plays.
Jimmy. If he plays, he's in concussion protocol, allegedly. But I think he'll be fine. I think he's a good start. I mean, the Chargers suck. So, I mean, there's not much more to say about their defense. But yes. Good start.
That's it.
That's it. Chargers some shit on defense.
When it comes down to waiver wise, the players I think that you can actually get and hold, I think Josh Dobbs should be on your radar. Josh Dobbs he's not the best quarterback. He's not the sexiest. He's actually bald. And historically, bald football players have actually been known to be like historically more talented than haired football players. He's already faced one of his largest hurdles this season, which is the Dallas Cowboys defense. He crushed that. He's doing well. The first game, let's call it an outlier because he hadn't learned the offense. He had actually just been signed that week, I believe. He said he didn't know the offense. He didn't know any of the players' names. He just got there. And the better he does, the better Marquise Brown does. Marquise Brown's usage has been going up. They're starting to build a rhythm. He's starting to build a rhythm with the entire offense. They're starting to look good. They beat Dallas. I think you pick him up. If you're feeling froggy, start him in your lineup. See what he does for you. If you're looking between him and Baker Mayfield, I'm going with Dobbs.
Okay, and the last quarterback we have on the QB stream, and I believe this is more than a stream. I believe this is a hold. CJ Stroud.
Yes, sir.
I ain't in Texas. I ain't CJ Stroud. But yeah, you need to pick up CJ Stroud. He is he's showing up. He's playing good. And that's all you want to see a quarterback do is play good, put up points. And for the most part, he's a negative game script. So let's say last week he wasn't, which was kind of weird, but he still put up 20. So in negative game script, he will be throwing the ball over 30 times more often than not. So you're going to get a lot of production, and that all ties together with the receiver we gave you, Tank Dell. They're showing that they have a good chemistry, and I believe that's a player you need to stash now. And if you have a good quarterback, good. But later, you might need this guy. Bye weeks are coming up, and also you can use him as a trade target or a trade pawn, if you like.
All right. I think that's it for all of our waiver wire picks for the week. Look out for more picks. If you like what you hear here, we got a podcast on the channel where we do every week. We do this every week. We drop new content. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on TikTok. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you want to show some love. Tell us we some shit. Tell us we won you your league, lost you your league. Let us know. Anything you want to say, put it down below. We'll catch you here we'll actually catch you here on Friday for the week 4 outlook start sits, and then follow us, stay in tune. We're gonna win you some money every weekend. We do a Saturday podcast, get them dollars, give you lines, give you the lines, give you player props, give you everything you need. Hey, them football guys, we out.